Supermarkets and food manufacturers must make it easier for customers to buy healthy food. It's all part of the government's plan to tackle obesity. Ministers say food retailers can decide how they will do it, but measures could include offering more promotions on healthy food.
It's not going to make any difference because we're focusing on the wrong problem. I'm going to show you guys an example now in a second, and I'm also going to show you another example at the end of this video. So first of all, before I go on, I think it's safe to say that no matter what diet you're doing, our first goal and our top priority should be to remove processed food. I think that's for pretty much every diet, and I think a lot of people, in fairness, do encourage this. But like I said, we're focusing on the wrong problem. We need to understand that a calorie is not just a calorie. So just because you're lowering your calories in these shops does not mean we're going to be healthy, guys. What's causing the problem is, like I say many times on my videos, we're eating way too much sugar. Now watch this video.
Ever gone to eat one then ended up eating the whole packet? Overeating, why it happens and what you can actually do right now to stop it. Let's be real, it's not your workouts that are stopping you from losing fat. It is not your steps that are stopping you from losing fat. It is the fact that you are just slightly overeating. Just that little bit every single day, which accumulates over time. Why do you overeat, you may ask? Well, our hunger hormones kick in fast, but our fullness hormones, they take their time. So you keep on eating, piggy. And don't even get me started with your little brain rewarding you when you eat hyperpalatable foods. Here is how you overcome it. Every meal, make sure you load up on at least 30 grams of protein. Protein keeps you fuller for longer. Also load up on fiber. Think fruit, veg, whole grains. That shit also keeps you full. And do not buy hyperpalatable foods. I'm joking, still buy it, but do it portion controlled and pair it with protein and fiber. That's why I'm so big on it. So if you overeat, you're not broken, you are just human. Few little tweaks just like this and you'll be right on track. Interested in help with fat loss, send me a DM. How's it going? Good, thanks.
So the first thing he mentions, and that's eating habits. People are eating way too much food. People are going through these issues with food noise, but he never once mentioned why these people have these cravings and these hunger issues in the first place. So that's point number one. The second point he makes is we should be eating more protein. Now here's the thing, eating a lot of protein is good, but you're not going to get too much energy from eating protein. And you're going to find out very quickly you're going to be miserable doing it. Next thing he'll talk about, and that's fibre. The good old fibre debate. This is something I have on a regular basis with these people and I can never ever get the answers that I want. So he mentions just eat more fibre and this is going to keep you full. But never once mentions if we add in fibre and we're walking around bloated, our energy is taking a hit. It's affecting our mental health. We're walking around gassy. We're farting on a regular basis. He'll never once mention why this is happening. These people will say that if you're eating a lot of sugar and you're eating a lot of carbohydrates, adding fibre in will actually slow it down. It will actually slow down the absorption of the sugar. But my question to these people is this. What's causing these sugar spikes in the first place? Would it not be better just to remove these foods in the first place? Last thing he mentions, and that's portion control. Eating these foods in moderation. Don't mind eliminating them. You can still have them, but just have them in small quantities. Even though these are what's causing the problems. So you need to look at it like this. If you knew an alcoholic who had a serious drinking problem, would you say to this person, drink in moderation, or would you encourage these people to quit? You'd be encouraging these people to quit. And this is what's causing the problems, guys. None of these people have a clue about what food addiction is or what sugar addiction is. If you guys are trying to get healthier and you're trying to lose the weight, guys, we need to be removing these foods, full stop. These foods that we're eating in moderation, this is all processed shit, okay? It has nothing to do with calories. It never stops. These people are just obsessed with counting calories. Absolutely obsessed. Every single video that we see on social media, it's always about counting calories. And I get it. I did it for years, guys. I studied this like over 20 years ago. I have many videos on this. I used to do this shit. I used to coax this shit. The thing is, I could never stick to this. It was never sustainable. And I know from speaking to people over the years, this was the biggest issue they had. They did the low-calorie diets, but they could never understand why they were hungry. They could never understand why they had these regular cravings. They could never understand why they couldn't stick to a regular diet. You guys couldn't stick to these issues because there was too much sugar in the fucking diet. That was the reason why you couldn't stick to it, no matter what diet you did. So what we need to do is we need to move away from this, and we need to focus on proper nutrition, guys. What we should be doing is making our meats more affordable to buy. This is the foundation. This is what we should be focusing on. Not looking at food as fucking calories. This is the issue. This is what we're all falling for. We go into the shop and we get scammed by this marketing bollocks. Everybody looks at it low calorie, low fat, sugar free, all this crap. This is what's causing the problems, guys. We have no idea what proper nutrition is, and we need to go back to basics. We need to go back and see, okay, what do we actually need to thrive on? And that's an animal-based diet. I don't give a fuck what these people say. Okay, an animal-based diet is all you need. What we need to focus on also is with the amount of carbohydrates that we're eating. We don't need to eat anywhere near the amount of carbohydrates that we're eating at the moment. We're eating way too much, and this is what people are not taught. This is what people are not telling you guys, that when it comes to carbohydrates, sugar is sugar, no matter where you get it from. Whether you're getting it from complex carbohydrates, simple carbohydrates, whether you're having natural stuff like honey, you're eating fruits on a regular basis, sugar is sugar. It's going to impact the body the exact same way. Every one of these experts will just keep telling us, forget about the ingredients that are on these foods. Just focus on counting calories. That's what's going to get you in shape. And again, that's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on the wrong problem, because everybody thinks that in order to get healthy, you just need to lose weight. It's the wrong information, guys. Okay, we've been doing this now for how long? 30, 40, 50 years? Is our health getting better? You just need to look around. How many of you are on medication at the moment? How many of you are on supplements at the moment? Okay, how many of you are taking fucking Ozempic to lose weight? So you need to ask yourself, are we really healthy? And the answer is no. So what we need to be doing is, okay, ask more questions. What is going on? And this is what it's coming down to, guys. Like I said, we've been given the wrong information. We should not be just focusing on weight loss. We need to focus on getting healthy. We need, as I said, we need to look at our food as just food and not entertainment. The food industry has changed in the last 20, 30 years, guys. And again, nobody's telling you this, okay? These brands, these companies don't give a shit about your health. This is all down to profit. As long as these people are getting richer, they don't give a shit whether you're healthy or not. And this is what we need to be doing. We need to stop buying this food, because they made this food in order, because they knew fully well you're going to keep coming back to buy it. Okay, that's what we call an addiction, guys. If you're buying these foods and you're enjoying eating these foods, there's a reason for it. Okay, there's a reason why you can't come off these foods. There's a reason why you're thinking about these foods all the time. Okay, it's called an addiction, guys, and nobody out there is telling you this information. So I'm going to keep repeating this message. If you guys are really struggling at the moment to try and get in shape, okay, you're struggling with your eating habits and you just don't understand what's going on. You know something's not right, but you just can't put your finger on it. You're going back to these people, you're asking questions, and these people can't give you the answers. They're just telling you, okay, go and see your doctor because I don't know what to do. Guys, listen to me. You need to understand what sugar addiction is. You need to understand that the body does not run off calories. The body runs off hormones. We need to understand that hormones such as leptin, cortisol, insulin, they all play a major role in whether you guys get in shape or not. Okay, I'm not going to go too much deep into it because I've spoken about it on many occasions. But the fact is, if we keep our insulin levels low and keep our leptin levels high, you're going to be able to control your weight. Okay, just remember that.
Oreo cheesecake, 455 calories, 46 grams of protein. Ideal for a low calorie, high protein breakfast or a little treat after dinner to curb that sweet tooth. First step, get 2 Weetabix and then crush them up into your Tupperware. There we go, this is going to be our base. Now we need to make it a little bit moist. If you hate that word, grow up. Now I am using oat milk for this, which is very unlike me. You can just use normal milk. But I do actually find that this tastes a little bit better. You only need a little splash anyway. Just make sure it's all nice and wet. That's your base done. Now get a mixing bowl and add in 250 grams of fat-free Greek yogurt and then a scoop of your favourite protein powder. I'm just using chocolate. Give that a mix. Then add that on top of the first layer. Even it out a bit. And then the best bit, crush up 2 Oreos for your topping. But now the hardest part, you've got to go and put that in the fridge for 6 hours or just leave it overnight. Look at that.
If you comment the word food below, I will send you my free cookbook. And also drop me a follow for more evidence-based fat loss advice.